My husband, 30, got angry because he felt left out of a group conversation with my 30 brother when he ran out of things to say. My husband didn't like that the conversation we were having with my brother continued on even when he decided to leave the conversation. He said that when he stops participating in the conversation, we should end the conversation altogether. So, at the moment, my husband and I are constructing our new house. My mom offered us to stay at her house in the meantime. My brother, who's still in college, 8 years younger than me, is still staying at my mom's since it's a school break. My brother is antisocial, and on regular days, he's always locked up in his room, playing video games, watching movies, etc. He only comes down for meal times, or when he has somewhere to go. We respect the way he is, and also to give him time to relax from school stuff. One night, my mom went to an event at work and didn't arrive home until past midnight. During the early hours of the night, it was just us having dinner. My husband, who's not fond of telling scary stories, out of the blue, started telling scary stories to break the ice at the dinner table. It got my brother talking as he had his own interest in such things. Take note that my brother has always had a great relationship with my husband since he was in grade school. Later on, as he grew up, he's been in this serious emo phase, but was never entirely disconnected to us. We have adapted to his ongoing maturing personality. Anytime we do come up with conversations or moments of having fun, it isn't that difficult for him to open up. One of these moments was that night when we started talking about scary stories. The flow of the conversation was really good and continued even as I was washing the dishes. My brother and my husband started spooking themselves out and decided not to leave my side since my mom hasn't returned home. My brother said he's not going to his room yet, upstairs, until my mom arrives. My husband, on the other hand, didn't go to our bedroom yet either, downstairs, despite feeling sleepy, because the conversation wasn't over after all. The conversation continued after dinner as we sat down in the living room. By that time, my husband felt exhausted and had reached his limit of the amount of scary stories he could handle. Yes, he's not your brave kind of guy when it comes to that. He just pulled his phone out and abruptly just removed himself from the conversation. I, on the other hand, realized that these were one of the few moments that my brother really stayed talking to us for a long time. Although it might be because of being in a situation we have no control of, stuck waiting for my mom. I thought it's one of those fun camping moments. Unlike any other nights, we get to enjoy it by ourselves. So, I kept talking to my brother as we were still in the middle of a story, and I constantly tapped my husband to not be rude and stay in the loop of the conversation he left hanging. Later I realized he's not budging, so to not make it awkward, I told my brother, "It's okay, we can still talk, even with one person abandoning the conversation." Then after an hour or two of really enjoying this rare occasion, my husband just started to act disgruntled that we are inconsiderate, and we continued talking without him. He said that he didn't want to talk because he couldn't handle it anymore, and he had nothing left to contribute. I told him that if he informed us politely, we could have gone about it in two ways. 1. We stop the conversation or change the topic. 2. I take him to sleep in the bedroom. Yes, by that time he's scared to go to sleep on his own. And yes, a 30-year-old man like that exists, SMH. And then I go back to accompany my brother who's going to be left in the living room alone waiting for my mom. Important note, most of the stories we talked about were paranormal incidents that happened exactly at our home. My grandpa died in the bedroom that we are staying at. No hauntings related to my grandpa, but even prior to my grandpa's passing, we've seen shadows, apparitions, heard voices, and things have gotten lost mysteriously. Putting all that together, my husband felt even more uncomfortable and regretful at the result of talking about scary stories that he started in the first place, being in our house already having this kind of background. The overall dynamic, as it turns out, was I'm split to cater to two people who were both needing me at the moment, scared out of their wits. One who just wanted to haul ass and get ourselves comfortable. The other was scared to be by himself, so he third-wheeled temporarily. Now, here's my husband's argument. It was very late. Enough time has been spent talking. When one partner says they can't participate in an activity with a group, The other half should resign from the activity as well to be with him/her. He's been my husband for many years. How can I have fun talking with my brother without including him? That means I am inconsiderate of him. I disregard him, ignore him, and alienate him. And here's my argument. Does he get to dictate when we start and stop talking? Is this something that he gets to control and have a say for everybody? We're living here with my family for free. The least I can do is to coexist with them. In his way of ruling the home, he does what he wants, when he wants to, and why he wants. And as I said earlier, I never excluded him. I budged him to stay in the conversation. He insisted on not wanting to talk anymore. It's like inviting people to a party, and you were able to get people to have fun at your party, but you've reached a point that you are done having fun. So now you have to burst everyone's bubble because you now want the party to be over. He is such a difficult person to deal with. He said that because of this incident, he wants to sever his ties with my brother. I haven't heard of someone reacting this way. Is it just me, or he's completely insane?